Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Real Talk for Real Teens, hosted by Kim Creighton, or as she's known by the people who know her best, Mama C. The show where we uniquely combine the information teens need with the entertainment teens want.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of Real Talk for Real Teens. I am your host, Kim Creighton. Happy Thursday. Today we have musical artist Fauntella Crow. It's a group of two females, and let me just read you their bio. The soft and soothing rhythms that emit from the strings of Jessy Greene's violin and the strings and the keys of Sandy Lynn's piano show the musical journey that is Fauntella Crow. So I'm interested in listening to that because, as you guys know, I do not listen to the music beforehand because I like to listen to it with you. So I'm interested in listening to how they come together because Sandy Lane has been on the show before as a musical artist, so to see her in a grouping will be interesting. And our guest tonight is Kendall Ficklin. Kendall I met very recently, and he wrote a book. What's the name of the book again, Kendall?
Rise and Grind.
That's what I didn't want to mess it up. So it's Rise and Grind. And now I'll let Kendall introduce himself to you guys, and then we'll get right into it.
Well, Kim, first I want to say thank you for even having me on the show. I'm just so honored because the work that you're doing with our youth is really admirable, and it really shows coming through your purpose. Me, I don't have a big story. I'm an author. I'm an entrepreneur. And I've discovered my purpose through working in my passion. The name of the book is Rise and Grind, and Ladies Rise and Grind 2 is how to go through greatness into amazing. And that's where we are.
Okay. All right. So we have how to go through greatness. I'm writing this
through
down.
Greatness. Yeah,
go through greatness.
Not just to it, because we right now we're at good. And
exactly. A lot of us just at good. And a lot of us are content with good. We don't understand what good is. We think good. We think good is it. And so you saying going beyond greatness to amazing.
Yeah. We just going through greatness because we got to learn as we go through. And then we can finally see what amazing looks like. Amazing looks like something we ain't never seen before. I see amazing every day on the faces of young people. I see amazing.
But do they see amazing in themselves?
No, not until somebody can give them a glimpse of it. And it's our jobs with what we do to give them that glimpse because somebody has to be the standard bearer. Somebody has to go before them so that they can see, oh, yeah, it can be done.
Somebody has to model the behavior.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, let's get talking about this. So let's talk about this title, Rise and Grind.
Rise and Grind, it started. My first book was supposed to be a different book, but I was a little scared. I didn't even know I could write a book. But for the last 3 years, I had been sending out daily motivational quotes, Rise and Grind quotes. So I said, my coach said to me, go ahead and write the book about this. I'm not going to give the title away. Write the book. And I said, you know what, I'm going to write a book about Rise and Grind because that's what I've been doing. That's what I feel comfortable with. And I'm going to go ahead and get that out the way. And as I was writing it, it no longer became a book. It became a way of life for me. I started getting up in the morning. I started changing my circle of influence. Pastor O.C. Reese told me years ago, change your circle of influence and elevate your market. So I started to do that. I started to go through and learn how to set goals and learn how to make better choices. And I learned the true purpose of education. And then I went right into show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. And I had to remove some toxic people from my life, and we're going to talk about that today, I think.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm about to stop you because that's the title of this here episode is show you my friends, show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. Because it's sad, but it is. There is a lot of truth to birds of a feather flock together. Even if that bird don't want to be there and they just there because of peer pressure. You still going to be lumped in with that flock you with.
Mhm. You know, my philosophy is your friends should be able to pick you up when you feel like giving up. They need to either add value or take away. They're going to either add to or take away from your life. Your friends are going to say a lot about you as a person. If you put yourself around negative people that don't care about themselves, that are forfeiting their future over foolishness, then you can imagine what that says about you. And my biggest, I say this a lot when I talk. You can't make chess-like moves with a checker mentality. Chess is a very strategic game. You have to make strategic moves. With checkers, we're kind of just jumping each other, and we pick our friends like we playing checkers. We're not strategic in picking our friends.
Well, let me stop you there because I've had this conversation. I'm going to tell you, we're going to go to basics on this.
Go ahead.
I can tell you that a lot of young people, and it's not just young people, but since we in the young people market, we're going to talk about young people, have no idea of what a friend is. They can't even define what a friend is. I get so tired of because da-da-da-da-da, and this is somebody you just met. You know absolutely nothing about, and this your bestie, my BFF. Come on, hold up, slow it, roll. I'll tell you, my peers know, baby, and I would tell, and I'm not meaning to be rude, but don't call me your friend if we have not made that agreement. We are acquaintances, we are peers. I have very few friends. The friends that I have, they got my back, I got theirs. Sometimes they don't even need to say nothing. They just need to have an ear for me, a shoulder, just hey, let's go. I see you. Let's just go to the movies. But it's that right there is where we need to start. What are friends? How do you determine what a friend is? And it's somebody, as you said, who is adding to your life, not taking away from it. And it's not and there's no balance. It's because I really don't like the term balance, because when people think of balance, they think of a scale. It has to equal out. You do 30, I do 70, and that's not how life is. It's harmonious. My friendships are harmonious relationships.
I like that. And then you got to understand also that friendship/relationship is going to grow. You grow into friendship. It's not an overnight thing. You're going to go through some trials, some tribulations, some storms, some rain, some heartache, and some pain. And that's what grows. I have my best friend, 33 years. And we done been through the storm, the rain. We done dirt together. We done lived life together. We done argued with each other. We done fought with each other. But for 33 years, we remain close to this day. And that's my man, $100,000. But you got to go through the storms. And then I can truly call him, that's my friend. Because we done been through something. He's qualified. I've qualified. But,
and I'm not even going to say it takes 30-something years, but it takes more than a weekend.
Oh, it takes more than a couple of days. Yes, ma'am.
It takes more than a weekend.
Webster defines that thing. Webster says a friend is one attached to another by affection or esteem. And that word esteem means something. And, you know what? Let me tell you a story real quick. I heard a story a long time ago. There was a blind girl who hated herself because she was blind. And she hated everybody except her best friend, who was always there for her, was always there to pick her up when she felt like giving up. One day, somebody donated a pair of eyes to the blind girl. Now she could see everything, including she could now see her best friend. Her best friend was shocked because she was like, oh, wow, this is amazing. So now she could see her best friend, but then she found out that her best friend was blind. And at that point, she refused to hang out with her. She didn't even want to be a friend no more. She didn't want to go shopping with her. She didn't want to talk to her. So her friend walked away in tears. And then later on, she wrote a letter that said, please just take care of my eyes, friend. And that, to me, that story was so deep because going through all this.
Hold up,
yeah,
brother.
See, you just caught it.
Brother.
You just caught it.
Hold up, brother. Hold on. I got it, but then I was like, hold up. Wait a minute.
Woo.
No, I have to stop because I want to make sure everybody else got what he sees.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What he's saying, people, is this friend went through it so much with this person, they donated their eyes for their friend.
That's right.
So I love now. I don't. You know what? That's some deep friendship right there. Cause I can see giving a kidney because I got two of them.
Right.
I can see giving a liver because you got part. Your liver grows back.
That's
but
right.
We would have to go one eye apiece.
But the key to it is that friendship was one-sided. It wasn't harmonious, like you said. It wasn't harmonious. And see, the big thing in that is friendship. Friendship is like money. It's easier to make it than it is to keep it. So that little friendship that they had was easy to make, but when it really came down to it, they couldn't keep it because there was no balance or harmony in it.
Exactly.
And then this is where we learn that some people, and we've all heard this before, some people come into our lives, and then some people come through our lives.
Mm-hmm.
The difference, and there's a difference between into and through. The people that come into our lives, these are the ones that we build those lasting friendships with. Mm-hmm. These are the ones that are there with us for a lifetime. The people that come through our lives, they're only there for a season with a reason to either give to us or receive from us. And there's nothing wrong with either, but we have to learn how to
which
distinguish.
One it is. Exactly. Because I've learned some of the best people who've come through my lives have taught me some of the best lessons. But I
That's
had
right.
to record. I want to talk about that. We're about to take a break. We're going to talk about that because I want to talk about the fact that I don't pretend to know it all, but I can tell you it's hard to let go of one of those pass-through kind of relationships.
Yes.
So let's talk about that when we come back.
Okay.
All right, let's listen to the ladies of Fauntella Crow. Oh, my Lord, I knew I was going to screw this up. I am so sorry. Fauntella Crow. That's my ADHD kicking in. Give Myself Away.
No surprise, I'm just as far away.
Welcome back to Real Talk for Real Teens, hosted by Kim Creighton. To talk live on the air, call 347-539-5226.
Welcome back to Real Talk, guys. I have Kendall Ficklin.
You got it.
Wow. Once I start screwing up, it just falls like rain. Thank God I do this because I love it, because Lord knows I wouldn't get paid for it. But I want to get into where we left off, because that was such a lesson to me. Not only differentiating between acquaintances or associates and friends, but understanding that some people were in your life to stay and some people were in your life to pass through. That was a big one. And I know one thing that really gets us, people think, oh, it's just, our significant other, those people we quote-unquote love. But when you dig somebody who's your friend, who got your back, who just, oh, my God, and just spend some time to know who you are, and then you go off to college, you do whatever, you find your place, and or they can just be still in the world, near you, but all of a sudden you just don't call each other anymore or whatever. That can be a place of just such loneliness, because you start questioning, do they not like me anymore, all these other things, without recognizing it's okay. They had you when you needed them to hold you, to have you. Now it's time to move on.
And, just like you mentioned, love, it's the same thing. We do the same thing with love ship as we do with friendship. We don't know, I know most men, I talk to men all the time, young men also, and we really don't understand this thing called love. And women, and a lot of times, men, we'll say, I don't fell in love. So I learned that love is not something that you fall into, grow into. Because anything that you fall into, you can fall out of.
Okay, stop right there. I need you to speak. You're breaking up. Can you speak into your phone a little bit better?
Okay. How about now?
There you go. Okay, there you go. Okay, so repeat that, because that was deep. So go ahead and repeat that.
When we talk about I done fell in love, love is not something that you fall into. Love is something that you grow into over a period of time. Because anything that you fall into, you can fall out of.
But just the adjective or the verb of, because to fall.
Right.
There's nothing safe about. I'm an adrenaline junkie. So yes, I like to. I want to go hang gliding, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And that's that falling thing, and there's a level of safety there, but I do it because I like the adrenaline, not because I want to be doing it every single day of my life, or I find it the most comforting place to be. It's that thrill.
You know what that adrenaline and that thrill is? It's emotion.
Exactly.
And it's the same thing when we say we've fallen in love. It's emotion.
And endorphins. Because it's something it's something that we, just like people who work out and they go, oh my God, I just love this, or whatever. It's that feeling of endorphins that you quote unquote fall for.
Exactly. And we do the same thing with friendship.
Exactly, because friendships need to grow. You don't just
gotta grow.
You might click with somebody, but even if you click with somebody, there is a level of I still don't know you.
What I'm learning now is, why do I want all my friends to be just like me? Because I'm not. Typically we got friends that back in the day, we smoked together, we drank together, we went to parties together, we hung out with girls together, and that was our friendship. And if you notice, we didn't grow the way we needed to grow until some of us went off to college and met different people. We started doing different things. But if we continue to have our friends be just like us, we got to really think about why? Where's my growth at? If my friend can't say, Kendall, you're dead wrong. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
Okay. And, one thing I had to learn to do, I went through something this past December, and I had to remove some some toxic people from my life. I'm hearing the echo. Are you hearing the echo?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. It's just me. I'm hearing myself. Somebody don't like what I'm saying. I had to remove some toxic people from my life. You mentioned it early on we were talking. I learned that if I hang around 4 toxic people, I'm going to be the 5th. And, toxins can cause us to be off balance mentally, and they'll cause disease over a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I did this. There's some people in your circle. There's some people you call friends. Everything is negative. If you say it's beautiful outside, they're going to say it's too hot. If you say, girl, that man is fine, they're going to say, he all right, he ain't all that. Those people are the ones that negative energy, and, we know words have the power to give life or cause death. And you have to understand that if you don't remove that negative energy, the negative words out of your life, it can permanently remove a smile that's on your face. And like I said earlier, on our way through greatness to amazing, a lot of these people are not going to be able to go on that ride with us. Everybody can't go. Some people we got to let go so we both can grow.
And I'm going to put a challenge out there, because I'm going to say I don't see them as negative. I don't see them as toxic. What I do see is, if you come from a place of everything is a lesson, I need to get my lesson because I attracted you into my life for some reason.
Exactly.
Now, if I don't like what you're doing, if I'm smart, I'm going to quickly learn that lesson.
Right.
So that I can move up and so that we can actually part. Because what I find is, and the reason I want to challenge that toxic thing is because it's easy to say they did or they, so that you lose. You don't have the power of yourself. You've given your power to somebody else because they made me mad. They made me do this. Because of them, I did this. And no, take responsibility for your life. You were in that situation for a reason. You're around those people for a reason. What did you learn? What can you get from them? Because everybody has value. It might not be. It might be just the value to say, you know what, whatever you're doing, I don't want to do it. Thanks for showing me that, and I'm gonna keep moving. But everybody has a value to your life, and if you see that, you can benefit from that. Even the most parasitic people are in your life because you allow them to be a parasite in your life.
Yeah, and they might be your sandpaper.
And you have to ask yourself, why am I allowing this person to take and not to feed me, and I'm just feeding them? And a lot of that goes to people's self-worth and all these other kind of things, or what people believe they need to do and what's right and wrong and da-da-da. I say, you know what, buddy? Whatever's going to work for you in your best interest, let it work for you in your best interest. It's not going to work. It's not going to work for Billy the same way it worked for John, and we have to figure that out.
Exactly. And those lessons are not in the results. A lot of young people. This is a teen show, and teens and young people, we've always looked at the results. When I was a teen, it was always the end result. We looked at the bling, the cars, or even better than that, we always look at this other person's glory, and we don't know the story, what they went through, the trials, the tribulations, and we don't know that story, but we want what they have, but aren't willing to go through that story.
Oh, that's every day, because I see people just like they just graduated, school just got out, so I'm going to. So you graduate when first they struggling to graduate, and then I said, so what school you going to? I'm going to whatever school. So you get your acceptance letter. No, but I can get in. Your application is incomplete. We have unfortunately, and I blame the adults for this. Right. We have allowed this generation of young people not to see that there is work, and it doesn't have to. And I'm not saying all work. You have to be sweating and out in the field. I'm not saying that. But there is action that needs to take place behind something, which goes back to friendship. If you're my friend, there's some action that needs to happen that demonstrates friendship to me.
Right. You have to grind. And to grind, even in my book, a lot of people think rise and grind is about waking up in the morning and getting up and going to work. It's bigger than that. Rise means to get a purpose in your head, to elevate your level of thinking, to elevate your mind. And then the grind is you actually putting action into that thought process.
Exactly.
And in friendship, those lessons that you talked about, those trials, those tribulations, that's the ride. And then you got to grind because, like, you know what a lot of us do, we allow the situation to affect the relationship. So you're going through something with your friend, and it's a situation. You know, it might be a party, it might be another young man or another young girl, and that's the situation, but you allow it to affect the relationship. And that's just because we don't want to learn lessons. I like to say we mentally lazy.
And we're about to take another break because I want to come back to that because the young people are mentally lazy because I'm just gonna call us out.
Go ahead, put it out there.
We set up a system for they don't have to think. They don't have to do anything.
Exactly.
Everything is given to them. The schools,
right.
They don't have to research everything, and all they have to do is follow us in the freaking book, and they can pass the test, and we say that's okay. And that's just not how the real world works. So let's start that conversation when we get back. So we're going to take our next break.
Okay.
Fauntella Crow, Delicate.
Fall back to lie awake again. Eyes open, I was wasted. I took the wrong, you took the right. I'm so aware it's silent, blacked out and unprotected. This all looked different tonight. I tend to fall apart just as you're leaving. Damn it, I'm delicate. I tend to fall apart just as you're leaving. Damn it, so delicate.
Facebook at Real Talk for Real Teens and on Twitter at RTFRT Radio. Welcome back to Real Talk for Real Teens, hosted by Kim Creighton. To talk live on the air, call 347-539-5226.
All right, welcome back, guys. And we were talking about, I'm just being honest, Kendall. We know that in our efforts to make sure our young people didn't struggle like our parents did or we did. Make sure they didn't want for anything. And I don't know where we got that from. Like that's something wrong with wanting and having your own desire and making it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But also with the school system, I mean, I really think about, and I keep using this lately because when I came upon this analogy, it just hit me. Okay, remember back in the day when you had to do, even in elementary school, when you had to do some kind of research, right?
Right.
You either had encyclopedias at the house,
right,
or you had to go to the library.
Yes.
So to find if you were talking about birds, you need to know the Dewey Decimal System. Right. Then you had to go to the car catalog, figure out the number. So the Dewey Decimal System was the number on the book, and then go either ask the librarian or go find it yourself on the shelf. So let's say there were 10 books. There was no way in hell you were going to take 10 books home with you.
That's
right. So you had to sit there and figure out which books, if they weren't, because if they were reference books, you couldn't take those at all. And it was 25 to 30 cents a copy, so you weren't about to make a whole bunch of copies.
Wasn't going to do that.
You wasn't going to do all that. So
That's
you
right.
had to sit back and you had to assess what was valuable and what was not. Oh, I'm not going to say what was valuable because it all could have been valuable depending on what you were looking for, what you needed, what served your purpose at that time, and what did not. And I want to say that in the terms of friendship, but I don't want people to think I'm saying when I say serve your purpose that I'm talking about using people. But that goes back to the thing of going through. Sometimes people have served their purpose. They've come and taught us the lesson that we need to learn, and we hang on. But going back to this, I can't blame young people for a lot of things that they do or how they relate because we have not taught them.
Right.
They
and,
don't know
they
don't know what rise and grind means because, as you said before, they see the grind or they see the end result. And they think magically I'm going to snap my – all I have to do is desire it because that's all I've ever had to do in my life was desire it and somebody put it in front of me.
Right. And, I agree with you 100%. And, before we even go any further, I want to say this to the young people that are listening. Don't get this twisted. We love you. What we're talking about, if we didn't care about you, we wouldn't be wasting our time. We see the greatness that's in you. We see the amazing coming out of you. And this conversation is really just designed to help wake your behind up. And it's just love. I tell my kids when I go in on them, it's all love.
Oh,
I'm coming up.
Yeah. And only because I love you can I give it to you like that. Because if you didn't think I loved you, you take it all raw. So, my audience knows I do this because I enjoy doing this, as I said before, and I believe they deserve to have information that they don't have. And so what I just said, I wasn't talking about putting the onus on young people. I'm putting the onus on the adults. Yes, and not just the parents, but the adults in their lives who will not be honest with them about how hard they work or how challenging it is to make a choice for your family. All these things that go with that. We don't show them any of that.
Yeah. And you know what, and I could understand your point, and you and I both know, like in today's day and time, if it's a one-parent household, mama may be working 2 or 3 jobs, and, there's always a reason, but you have programs that you facilitate and that you do. And with all of the complaining and with all of the concern that's done with adults, not just parents, you don't see a whole lot of kids. You don't see more kids than you should see in your program.
Let me tell you, I don't see any kids in my program because they don't want to pay for it. I get so sick of
that's a whole nother issue right there.
Yeah, exactly, because that's about what you value.
Right, exactly.
That's what another lesson we're not teaching them, and that goes back to friendship. because I refuse anymore. I'm not doing anything for free because you know what? Those $200 gym shoes, you paid Foot Locker for them.
Girl.
So why? And what is that bringing to your life? So you're trying to tell me that what I do when I would get in the dirt with your kids, make sure they come out on top, that you can't give me? No, buddy. Let me move it on to somebody, some parent, some family who understands the value in what we do when we bring this stuff to young people.
I have a term that I always like to say: invest in your own success.
Exactly.
And what that means is, there's been times I'll have a program and I'll go to the school with the program, and I understand they're dealing with budget and everything. So what I do is I say, look, I've created a fundraising package, and they literally have come back to me and say, well, we don't want to put more burden on the parents because we're doing that with football, with basketball, with whatever sport it is. And I come back and I say to them, what the hell? What you talking about?
You have to cut that out. This is a mature rating. Go ahead. What the hell? I got you.
Well, see, I can't do it because when I get started, I got a problem. He's still working.
No, buddy. This is a mature show. This show has a mature rating. Feel free to say what you need to say.
She told me that.
Yeah, I did not censor. I did not censor on my show.
Okay.
Because they don't censor. Young people, they love me because I come raw.
You keep it 100.
Huh?
You keep it 100 with them.
Exactly, and that's what they need.
You speak their language, and that's why these programs work. Because just like Monday when I did the first program, Men Exchange Leadership and Literacy, I told them, look, y'all gonna hear me cut. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You keep it 1,000 with me. And I'm gonna keep it real. We're gonna talk this real talk, and they can relate to that. They don't want people coming in and tiptoeing around them and not keeping it real. But at the same time, we got to show them real. So we can't just. You and I, we live this thing. Like I say, rise and grind is the way of life.
Mhm.
And real teens with real talk is the way of life. But some of us are coming at them, and they're not coming at them 100. And so the teens are turned away. The young people are turned away.
That's an issue that one of the things I want to do is a Real Talk for Real Teen National Teen Directory is a resource for young people to start advocating for their own. If you have some issues, if you find it for yourself, because there's always talk about, we can't find teens. It's a hell of teens out here. How can you not find? I can stumble over teens. How do you not find them? But what I can tell you is, and these are free programs.
Right.
And you can't. But that means there's something in your program, your programmatic system that they're not vibing to. But my, getting back to show you who show me your friends and I'll show you the future. And that's the whole thing. When I get a group of kids together, we're gonna build a family right here because it's all about relationships. We're gonna build a family. If you don't have whatever you need at the house in way of friendship or way of family, if you don't have a brother or sister, we're gonna build that right here. This is going to be where you're going to get those friends that going to be that ride or die. Because some of y'all riding or dying for the wrong damn thing.
Wrong. Hey, look, riding or die. Oh, man, my man got locked up because he was on the block. And here's the crazy thing. He get locked up because he on the block or in the trap doing his thing. You start talking about, man, my man in jail, I'm with you. But you ain't putting no money on his books.
Well, I'm telling you right now.
I'm
telling you right now, I tell the kids, I love you, but you go away. I see you when you get back. Don't call me putting nothing on your books because that was a choice, good, bad, or indifferent, conscious or unconscious. I deal with you, and I love you when you come out of there. I love you when you come out, but I ain't dealing with none of that on the inside. Right.
But, that thing with the friend, even like just that, the friendship in that. One of the things, like I tell people in the book, there's an exercise that I want everybody to do. Sit down and get a piece of paper and make a list of all your friends, all the people in your circle that you call friends. Look at each name and think about each person. The ones that are adding value to your life, that are uplifting to you, that encourage you, that keep it 100 with you, that's there for you when you're going through, put a plus next to their name. And then the ones that are negative, the ones that always complain, the ones that are gossiping and backbiting, that's talking about you behind your back, put a minus next to those. Now, just like you said earlier, there's a lesson. The ones with minuses, there's a lesson. Take the lesson and then let them go. Keep it real with yourself. Stop wasting time. Let them go so you can bring in somebody new.
Learn the lesson, bring in somebody better, somebody new. You and I were talking about earlier about YouTube, but we came on. I was on YouTube, and I was listening to 50 Cent Words of Wisdom. And he was on there, and he said that his grandfather told him, you only go as far as the people that you talk to for no reason. What he means is, if you spend your day talking to somebody that ain't got nothing going on, what kind of information can they offer you?
Exactly.
Can they help you learn something? Can they teach you something? And if not, why the hell are you wasting your time with them?
And that's one of the reasons why I want to do the International Education Project that I have is because going back to your whole, you hang around the same people, and you do it because you're comfortable. But
exactly.
In the real world, that means absolutely crap because you have to compete. Well, I'm not even going to say compete. You're going to have to learn to deal with people who are not like the people on your block if you want to be successful.
You're exactly right. You're exactly the group of people.
And where are they getting these opportunities to practice this? Because home, your little girl, your girl, y'all been friends since 3rd grade. That's great.
Yeah.
But if she's in the same bunch of crap that you in, you're gonna be still sitting there at 30.
Yep.
Where
I tell the young boys.
Go ahead.
I tell the young boys, 16, 17-year-olds, y'all really don't have the time that you think. One day you're gonna go to sleep, and when you wake up, you're gonna be 30 years old.
Woo!
Go to sleep, and it really ain't that how it happened for us? We woke up. I woke up one day, and every day I woke up, I was 28, 29. I just whatever I chose. But I went to sleep one day. I woke up, I was 45, 40. I'm like 45 years old. Where did it go?
Yep.
And so
hold that thought. Let's take a break because that's what I want you to come back when we come back from. All right. Fauntella Crow, Just Try.
My heart
New or unknown music artists, we need you for the show. If you'd like your own mini concert, please send a request for information to realtalkforrealteens@gmail.com. Welcome back to Real Talk for Real Teens, hosted by Kim Creighton. To talk live on the air, call 347-539-5226.
All right, welcome back. So in our last little bit, Kendall, what were we talking about? I totally forgot.
You went to sleep and woke up one day.
That's what we're talking about. See, that's how you bring it back to me, brother. That's how you bring it back to me. That just instantly, I was like, okay, I got you.
But you know, I tell these young cats, like, yo, man, you know, you're going to wake up, man, and you're going to be like 40, 50 years old, and you'll be like, what happened with the time? What happened with the time? And I just got to remind them, you know, every day you're growing older, but are you growing up? And that's where you got to get. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. Every day you're growing older, but are you growing up? And if you're not growing up, then there's no. Come on. Truthfully, I heard a man say a long time ago. He said, we get to a point where we stop growing up. You know, we stop getting taller. Our feet stop growing. You know, our teeth stop growing. So we start growing taller. The only way for us to grow is mentally, you know, in our mind. So if we stop growing taller and then we refuse to let our minds grow, we really get it. If we're not using our mind, if we're not using our body, we really get it. So what are you living for?
Well, you know what? On that note, I want to put out a challenge. I want every young person who listens to this show or the young people you're working with right now, Kendall, I want you to put out a challenge that once a week they will find something new on the internet. I mean, my God, the internet is just I'm going to be real. If I was a kid nowadays, I ain't no way in hell would I go get a college degree. I would create my own educational plan, and I have a PhD in whatever based on all this free stuff that's out here on the internet. But what I want them to do is go research something online once a week and take it to their friends and have a discussion about it. Something, it's a new idea. Y'all don't even have to agree on it. You don't have to agree on it, but just a conversation, just to start a conversation, and that's going to slowly but surely move you out of that comfort zone. And I mean, and it might be great that y'all can grow together, but that's about bringing that friend and what is your friend? Is your friendship helping you develop or not? Because that's another thing. It's not just about hanging out.
Nope.
And it's not just about having that shoulder to cry on. It's are you developing?
Yep. It's how much time and how much. Go ahead.
Because if my friendships are a place that help me grow, help me be the best I can, then we're not friends. We're just the people who hang out.
Right. Exactly. And you know what? That's true. And look, most, you know, when we were coming up, most of our so-called friends really wasn't our friends. We just hung out together.
Yeah.
And that was our friendship.
By proximity. They was in your neighborhood, you couldn't go nowhere, and that's what you hung out with.
Yeah. And you are 100% right. But with that challenge that you issued, let me ask you, can we do this? And I don't know how, and you and I can talk about it offline, but is there any way where they can check in and we can monitor that, whether they send an email, whether they go to the blog, and they can write
they can do that.
Video or video of what they did. And in that way, because I'm real big on accountability. And what happens is
what we can do, I'll stop you right there. What we can do is set up a thing where they can send stuff, and we can put it on the YouTube page, the Real Talk for Real Teen YouTube page, and have that be one of the things from the playlist of them saying what they researched and what the conversation was they had with their friends.
Excellent. Let's do that. Making that accountable. One thing I learned just from dealing with the young cats is, like, sometimes people will tell them to do something and there's no follow-up. I've been guilty of it myself in the past. We get so bogged down and so busy, and sometimes I just get pissed off. Like, I told you to do this before, but come on, man. And what happens is, if they're not held accountable and we don't follow up, then it won't ever get done. Then that falls right back on us. We can't go to them.
And also, if we don't hold them accountable, where do they learn to practice that? Because the world's going to hold them accountable.
Exactly. And that's 100% right. So I'm gonna let you guide them to the YouTube site and everything. But I think if they do that, that'll just be awesome.
what we can do is set up. We can talk about this later. We can set up an email address where they can send the stuff to email, and then I can download it and put it on Facebook. Put it on YouTube.
Excellent.
Yep. And that would be a great challenge. That'll be something because your friends, even if they're there for a momentary, just for that season, add something to their life. Add something.
Exactly.
Make that your mission.
The best relationship, the best friendship, and we've all seen it, and we didn't even know it. I read this, I don't even know, a while back. The relationship that we have between our eyes, the friendship right between our eyes. Our eyes, they blink together, they move together, they cry together, they see things together, they sleep together, but they never see each other. And they just continue to keep this great relationship, doing everything together.
Man, you be coming up with some deep stuff, man. I'm just like, okay, you're right about them eyes. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
We do everything together, man. We're close to. Go ahead.
No, because I was going to say, before we leave, one thing I did want to address, though, is the whole concept of you cannot give what you do not have. Your first friendship should be to yourself.
Hey, look, that was actually going to be my last word. The most important relationship that you will ever have is with yourself. You've got to be your own best friend first.
Exactly. And that's what gets us in these quote-unquote toxic relationships, because we don't know, we don't like ourselves. And we're drawing people to us who are just like us, who are broken, that's why I caution against, saying, throwing people away, because when you get a whole bunch of wounded, fearful people together, ain't nothing gonna happen but some mess. Because that's all that can happen in that.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yes, exactly. Because that's all they know.
Hurt people hurt people. And see, hurt people, you know what I learned a long time ago? You can't fight fire with water, with fire. You fight fire with water. So a lot of times we trying to put out a fire with more fire. We're trying to build a relationship or friendship with more fire. When really, in order for this thing to grow, we got to put water on that thing. We got to just let it burn out.
Or let it burn out. That's sit back. Sometimes you just got to sit back. You know how when they had them big fires in California, they contain the space around it and let that sucker burn itself out.
Just let it burn on out. They don't even waste the water.
Exactly. You just let it burn out, because it will. And that goes with, every time somebody says something to you, they done made me. Sometimes you just need to burn out. Just go sit in the corner somewhere and shut your mouth.
Yeah. I just want to say, and I see the time, I want to say one last thing to the young people. Don't let your past block your future. Where you're going is much more important than what you left behind. Whatever friendship you messed up before, whatever you've been through before, let that thing go and allow yourself to grow. Life is not like school. Life will give you the test and then give you a lesson. In school, they give you a lesson and then they give you a test. You take this lesson, you take this test, and Kim, like you said, learn the lesson in the relationship.
But hold on, what you just say? School gives you what now? School gives you what?
School gives you the lesson, and then they give you a test.
I'm gonna bridge that. School not only gives you the lesson, but school gives you the answer and then gives you the test.
Lord.
And you got the answer. And that's definitely not how the real world works.
You're definitely right. You're definitely right. And even in all that, take the lesson and grow. And you got to let go of something to get a hold of something. You can't grow. You're still stuck like Chuck, or stuck on stupid. You got to let go of it. You can't be, and stop the pity parties. Let's just keep it moving. And then the last thing I'm going to say, and you mentioned this earlier, this is my last thing. Stop going over there if you know it ain't going nowhere. And y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Exactly. Or and then it's like it's a different person, but it's the same outfit, different name, but it's the same doggone guy or girl.
You're right about that.
It's the same person. They doing the same thing, and it's like, oh, they know the baby. They ain't different. That's the same person. They just got a different uniform on. Same person.
Here's another one for you. Just because it's in style don't mean it's your style. Just because smoking blunts is in style don't mean it's your style. Just because drinking at 15, 16, and 17 is in style don't mean it's your style. Just because wearing your pants down your ass.
Everybody else giving oral sex in middle school, that don't mean it's your style.
Oh my, yeah. Just because it's in style don't mean it's your style. Get your own swag.
Get your own swag. Oh, on that, we're about to end. Oh my God, this has been great, Kendall.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, we're going to listen to the last song from Fauntella Crow. It's called Grow. But before we do that, I want to say thank you very much, Kendall, for being on here. Let's connect very soon so we can get this thing set up, so we can get this accountability for them teaching. They're rising and grinding.
Rising and grinding.
You rising and grinding.
Thank you for having me,
right.
Kendall. I'll touch base with you early next week.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bring me cigarettes. I need something besides my heart to burn. I knew I would grow. I didn't know that it would hurt if I stay small. Like a seed of a tree, it'll stay right where it's thrown. Tall. It'll change, it'll break, it'll lose what it holds. It's just like me. It'll lose what it holds. It's just like me. But now
Thank you for listening, and please join us each and every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern for more Real Talk for Real Teens.